Hello and welcome to this demo. I'm going to show you the process of upgrading the iOS XR software on the ASR 9000 using the ISSU process. While doing this upgrade, I'm going to have traffic running in the network, so I can even show you the downtime that you will see in your network when you go ahead and upgrade the software on your router using ISSU. Currently, the one of the release, not all releases support ISSU, so I'm going to do a demo to move from the 430 software onto the 431 software. So yeah, let's get started. My name is Kashish Kolani, and I'm a technical systems engineer in the CPOC, the Customer Proof of Concept Labs in London. So to give you a overview on the topology that we're going to use, again, this is a very this is a big topology, but the particular device under test that we are going to do is this 9006 router here. It is going to be upgraded using ISSU. It's currently running the 430 software. What I have is I've got traffic running in the network. So we use the Spirent test generation tool to generate traffic. So that's what I have configured in my network. I've got traffic that is currently running from these ports A, port B, port E over here, and I think even port C. So traffic is running bidirectionally from port A to C, from port A to B, and from A to E. And I can show you the output of Spirent. This is the Spirent setup. From each of these ports, I've got a device and it's sending traffic. So as you can see, this is the results view, which kind of gives you a more detailed view about the flow of traffic, the transmit count, the receive counts, and if there are any drop counts, drop packets that you will see in this particular column here. So the transmit port name is going to tell you the port that is transmitting, and the receive port name is going to tell you the port that's receiving. So you can see that there is traffic flowing from port A to E, A to C, and A to B. And the traffic is flowing at a rate of 1,000 frames per second. So you can see that currently the traffic is active and it's flowing fine. There are no drops. The reason to use 1,000 frames per second is very simple. I'm just going to be able to figure out the amount of drops in the network using the frame counter that I get, the drop frame counter. So also I've got traffic in the reverse direction. So from B to A, E to A, and C to A, there is also traffic flowing. So what I will start with is showing you the current installed packages on R1. So if I do a show install active, you will see that it is currently running the 430 software, and I've got a couple of packages running, or multicast, PLS, the manageability pie. So we've got a couple of packages already running, and I've got one particular SMU which I have installed. This is the mandatory SMU. You need to have this SMU in order to do the ISSU from 430 to 431. So make sure you've got this particular SMU installed on your network before you go ahead and upgrade. And what I have done is I have created a tar file with the particular software that I wanted, that is the 431 software, and I have included all of those packages that I want to install in that tar file, and also a couple of mandatory SMUs are present in that tar file. I'm going to walk you through all of those SMUs a bit later once we start the upgrade, and it takes some time to run. So while the process is going on, I will talk to you about the SMUs that are a requirement in this ISSU process. So I had already copied the tar file onto my disk, and I had untarred it, and all of those 431 packages are already present on my disk. So that process has already been done. Just to let you know, what you could do is you have to do an install add, and install add command, and and then specify the tar file. So I've already done that. I've done an install add tar file, and I have specified my tar file location in here. And once I've press enter, it goes ahead, it untars the file, and it adds all of those packages onto my disk. So currently all of those packages are already present on my disk. We've got traffic running in the network, so everything is fine, and we will go ahead and start the ISSU process, and you will see exactly what goes through on the 9K, and exactly at what point do you start seeing the drops. So in order to start the ISSU process, there is a command that you need to use. The normal command that you do is admin install add. So what we are going to do is, let me just show you that command. I think you can, I can show it to you, that will just give me one, yeah. So what you need to do, is you need to do an admin install activate command. But the difference is, when you're using ISSU, is you need to specify the ISSU keyword at the end of the command. So that is what we are going to do. So admin install activate, right? And if you see, it already has the 431 packages already present on the disk. So I'm going to pretty much use all of those packages and activate all of them. Now, after you specify the packages that you want to install, you have to specify the ISSU keyword. So that will force the operation to use ISSU technique. If you don't do that, it is not going to do the upgrade using ISSU. After you do that, you have to, the next step that you have to do is you have to specify whether you want it, the process to be synchronous or asynchronous. So I'm going to perform a synchronous activation. After that, you have to specify the prompt level. If you want to be prompted during the activation process, or if you wanted to go ahead and do the activation without any user input. So I'm going to specify the prompt level to be none. So in this, what would happen is it would run through the entire activation process without requiring me to go ahead and say, okay, enter, finish this phase, go to the next phase. Should I finish this phase and go to the next phase? So it will not keep prompting me. It's just going to go ahead and skip. It's just going to go ahead and unprompted. So, so that's it. I go ahead and press enter. Now the ISSU upgrade process has started. It, as you can see, it's going to install the. It's telling me the packages that it's going to install and the method that it's going to use. So you can see the process has started at around 2 o'clock. So we will see exactly at what time the process finishes, and also the downtime that you see in your network. So while this is cooking, I will kind of walk you through certain things you need to keep in mind before you upgrade in ASR 9000. So one of the things you have to make sure that before you upgrade, there are certain criteria that you need to make sure you have you have verified before upgrading any device. First of all, you have to make sure that all of your uh, line cards and nodes on your device that you're upgrading are in the correct iOS XR run state. All the spars are okay, your fan tray power modules, everything is in the ready state. If it's not, then it will stop the upgrade process. If you have a dual RSP system, you need to verify that your standby and active RSP are synced and both of them are in the proper state. Again, you need to make sure all the relevant interfaces are configured and running. The other important thing is to make sure that you have the correct set of packages that you want to upgrade to. So the one caveat in that is that, for example, in my current router, I'll just log in and I will show you the images or the packages that I have currently running on this router that we are going to upgrade. So that's the router that is currently being upgraded using ISSU. If you can do a show install request, and it will tell you that this is the particular install operation that is currently going on and it's 1% complete. So if you look at the show install active command, you will see that currently I have the following packages being installed on the router, the 430 packages. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packages currently running, and the tar file that I had created have the same 6 packages there. So you need to make sure that the all of the optional packages that you have installed in your system are present in your tar file, or you are going to upgrade to a software that has the exact same number of packages. It could be more, but it cannot be less. You cannot upgrade to a new version where the packages are not similar, or they don't have the same packages that you were running on your router before. So that's one thing you need to make sure that it's satisfied. Well, I'm going to come back to all of the other requirements. I just want to quickly show you what's happening here. So you see that the ISSU process has started. The whole process is, or the activation is going to continue in 3 phases. The first will be the load phase. This is when it prepares all the nodes for the upgrade. Now, if you look at the device and okay, it's lost its management address. So on the device, I didn't have an output of show platform before, but basically what it does is it's going to go do it's going to upgrade the standby RSP first. So the standby RSP will be upgraded to the 431 image and kind of make it ready. That's a load phase. The next is the run phase, where it causes the new software to run. So that's pretty much a switchover. It's going to do the switchover for you, and during the switchover process, it's going to just give me 1 second. And during the switchover process, it's going to basically do the switchover and make the standby RSP as the active, and then the active RSP becomes the standby, and it's going to do a warm reload of the line card. So that is the time when it kind of reloads the line card, and basically that's the time when you lose the traffic, lose the packet for some time. So there will be some drops. It's not completely zero drop, but there will be some drops, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you here, where as to how much drops will you see when the process is going to reload the line card. So currently everything is flowing fine, as you can see. There are absolutely no drops in the network. So this process is still going on. I don't know what's happened here, but so the next phase in this is basically you need to make sure that the disk has sufficient space for the upgrade. So when you're upgrading to 431, you have to make sure you have around 845 meg free disk space for the software to be loaded and booted up. So that needs to that needs to be there for you before you do the upgrade. Your boot flash needs to have enough space, so make sure that is also, you remove any any big files that you have there and you don't need. Make sure you take a backup of the running config, both the admin running config and the normal running config. Make sure you can reach your TFTP server before you do the upgrade. Also disable disk mirroring if it's enabled, because if it is enabled, it's going to increase your upgrade time. Remove all the inactive packages. This is also useful if you have a lot of previous packages that are in inactive state, and it's basically just consuming disk space. So make sure you kind of clean all of that before you go ahead and start the upgrade process. And disable auto FPD. So if you have auto FPD enabled, make sure you disable that before you go ahead and start the upgrade process. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. It is 29% complete, and it is still going ahead and doing the load phase. Okay, we got to the management network. If you do a show platform, you can see that RSP 0 is the active RSP and RSP 1 is the standby RSP. The show redundancy is after that you can do you've done a show platform. Let's see, show install active is another command which is going to tell you. So this is a good command because what it shows you is that in that our RSP 0, which is the active RSP, is still running 430, but RSP 1, which was a backup RSP or a standby RSP, has now been upgraded to 431. So this is the load phase of ISSU when the RSP 1 gets upgraded to the new software, and pretty much kind of you make the standby ready for the next phase of ISSU where you kind of do the switch over. So, and your line card is still running 430. So this is showing you that the standby has been upgraded and it's currently just syncing up all of the states on the standby. So currently now it's all in the in the NSR ready state. And show install request is what is going to tell you the process. It's completely completed around 34% complete. So there is currently running in the run phase. So if we go back to our this thing, you will see that I think it has here. It has finished the load phase in around 8 minutes. That was when it did the upgrade of the standby RP to the 431 software, and now it has started the run phase. So the run phase is where pretty much the switch would happen, and it's going to switch it's going to do an RSP switch over. So we're just going to wait and see what how much time. You see, this started something with the warm reload of the line card too. So the line card has been is going through a warm reload, and soon we will start seeing drops. Currently the traffic is still running fine, but we will start seeing the drops soon at this, because that's the run phases when the drops start to happen. The other thing, so while this is going on, what I wanted to also show you is the smooth. So we've gone through the kind of like a pre-check steps that you need to make sure you are satisfied before the upgrade. The other thing is good to know is the smooth. So when you are doing the ISSU upgrade, you make sure that the correct smooths are present before you do the ISSU upgrade. So the first thing, as I already told you, in the 430 software, you needed to have the 71496 smooth, which was present. Okay, so yeah, so which was present on my device. The other thing is in 431, there are also certain smooths that you need to have before you go ahead and do the ISSU. So these are the four smooths that you need. And what in my tar file that I was using, I had all of my optional packages as well as these four smooths. So make sure you kind of when you have to have these present when you are activating your new software. So it's not that you activate your packages first and then you activate the smooths. You need to activate all of them at the same time. So let's see what is happening here. Looks like the switchover has happened, and hence I have lost connection and I've gotten it back. And if I do a show platform, you will see that RSP1 now has become the active. A show install active is showing me the RSP1, which is 431, and RSP0 is the line card 0 is still kind of running the old one, so it's going to be doing the warm reload, and the standby is now coming up. It's been prepared. So this was my console to the active, now it's the console to the backup, and now you can see that it's running 431. So it's going to boot up and come up with 431. Let's look at our traffic. So far it's still fine. we will soon see drops. It's just because now the RSP has switched over, and as we all know, the RSP switchover is completely zero drops. So the RSP switched over fine. There was absolutely no drops in the network when the RSP switched over. But soon the line card is going to fail over and reload with the, not fail over, it's going to kind of boot up with the new software, and the drops will start to occur. The show install request is a good command. It will kind of, I think we can do a show install request detail, which is a better command. It's going to exactly give you the detail of the process. It's currently 53% complete. And you can see that these were the smooths that I was talking about, which I have added in my tar file. So all of these are being activated at the same time. And till, what is it, the run phase is still going on. I think it's been around, so the load phase took 8 minutes, and it's been around 6 minutes now for the run phase to go on. And yeah, still we are fine in terms of traffic. Let's look at the show platform. This is basically still prepping up. So the standby is still booting up and syncing up all the states. And once that finishes, then the line card will start doing its job. So the show install active. You can see the line card is still running old software. And traffic is still going fine. So pretty much 15 minutes since we have started the process, and the drops are still not occurring. So it's pretty much in the last 5 minutes is when we will start seeing the drops. Let's connect the console to the active. You can see here it's syncing up all the state. So the redundancy state is still not ready. It's still not NSR ready. It's going ahead and syncing all the states. Just to, while we are waiting, just to give you an idea of what we have on this particular device. So this is the device here, this R1 device 430. Just to give you an idea of what do we have on this one. If we do show run router OSPF, we've got OSPF running on this device. We've also got MPLS. So MPLS traffic engineering has been configured, and we've got like MPLS configuration too. So there's MPLS on all the interfaces, and OSPF is a routing protocol that has been configured. Okay. Let's see something, what's happening. I think it's going to, yeah, so the drops, if you, so okay, so if you see now, that time was when the line card did this particular switch over, and that was the time when we kind of saw drops. So if you look at the show platform now, the line card has finished the warm reload and has done the switch over. I think that was when maybe we basically there was a kind of a switch over on the line card from the old software to the new software, and that is when we saw drops. So since we were sending at 1,000 packets per second, you can see that we saw around 6.9 to 7 seconds of drop for all of the traffic streams was noticed when the switchover happened. And the show install request will tell us where we are in the process. I think we should be almost done. So the run phase is still going on, I think, because the now everything has been synced. Let's check the show install active. It's still doing its job. It's still not finished the ISSU process, because if you look at, so it's 78% complete. It's doing still some syncing of state. It's still in the run phase. So we wait for the run phase to finish, and then the last phase is when it kind of completes the whole process. That is the complete phase, where it completes the operation and stops the auto abort timer. And as you can see, after that 7 seconds of around 6.9 to 7 seconds of drop, everything is flowing fine, and there is absolutely no more drops seen in the network. And we are almost 19 minutes into this process, so I think we just have a minute or more to go, and then we are going to be we are going to complete this ISSU process. Let's look at the traffic. Again, all fine. No more drops are seen. Okay, so the operation has finished, and you can see that if you want to see the details, you can do show install log 25. That was the ID of our ISSU process, and this is going to give you a lot the exact details that we were showing before. Okay, so you can see that the process is completed now, and it took exactly 20 minutes to complete, because we started around 2 o'clock and it's 2:20, almost 2:20. So it takes around 20 minutes to do the upgrade. The packages that have been installed is listed here. These are the smooths that are mandatory smooths for this process to use the ISSU method. It runs in 3 phases: the load phase, the run phase, and then the complete phase. The load phase loads the standby RSP with the new software. The run phase does the basic switchover and switches over the RSP, and it does a warm reload of the line cards that were present on the device, and then it completes the process and stops the auto abort timer. It gives you the summary of all of the packages that have been activated on your device, all of the packages that have been deactivated on your device, and the packages that have been superseded. So yeah, the process has been completed. The other important thing to note is your ISSU process doesn't do a commit at the end. So you can see that all of the line card and the RSPs are now running 431, and if you do show install committed, you will see that it is committed with the 430 software. So if you do if it reloads now, it's going to come back up with 430. So if you want to go ahead and commit the software, you can do that. But this is the whole ISSU process from 430 to 431, with a drop of around 7 seconds in the network. I hope you enjoyed this session and found this useful. Thank you thank you for listening, and Feel free to subscribe to the Cisco CPOC YouTube channel for more interesting videos on Cisco technologies. Thank you. Bye bye.